Hi, I'm Catherine Arnott, and I'm going to be doing a series of short videos on caregiving issues and taking care of ourselves during this extraordinary time we're living through. Pat has asked me, as someone who's written extensively about caregiving, to see if I can offer some advice and maybe some support and even solace for all of us in these strange times. You may recognize me from Joseph's exercise classes at Abbotsford House. I'm often the one who's doing the opposite of what everyone else is doing, but I'm not doing it on purpose. I also gave a talk a few years ago when my book on caregiving called I Don't Have Time for This came out, and I spoke to a number of people at a Wednesday talk. Today I'm coming to you live and in person, well, on tape, from my office in our home, where we are more or less self isolating except for a daily constitutional, a walk in the neighborhood. I think on this first one, I just want to introduce you to the idea of some of the things I think are most important for us. Those of us in our 60s, 70s, and 80s. I am in the middle of that. And I think, often would say, I don't really need any help. I don't need a phone call. I don't need advice. I don't need support. I'm doing fine. Most of us live in houses or condos, and we are able to take care of ourselves and either get someone to deliver food to us or um, go and purchase food for ourselves. I think where we're finding it hard, and I can speak very much for myself on this, is in the emotional, psychological side of things. For me, the hardest time here was the first week when school was canceled. Well, it was during March break. Then schools were canceled, libraries were closed, Abbotsford was closed, and all other sort of fitness centers and community centers were closed. And I found myself facing an unknown amount of time with all of the regular features of my daily life missing. For those of you who are extroverts, I think it might be particularly difficult because you're used to and you thrive on having lots of people around you. I'm a hardcore introvert, and I'm a writer, so I need and flourish in a lot of alone time. But I think, like many introverts, I find ways to be around people without necessarily engaging with them. So I love going to the movies, even by myself. I had, until this experience, an almost daily habit of going to my favorite pub, Patty's Pub, and around 4:30 or 5 in the afternoon, ordering a glass of wine and writing for an hour. I often write in coffee shops, but I really love writing in Patty's. And that was probably the thing that hit me hardest, was losing that fixed point in my day. Losing my exercise classes. There, it wasn't just the exercise that I was going to miss, but it was exercising in the company of lovely people. And of course, Joseph was my teacher. And so joking and taking it not too seriously, not too heavily, that's missing for me, that companionship and solidarity. And the same was true for the library. I'm the co coordinator of a choir that practices at the library every Thursday afternoon. So when the library is closed, our choir ceased to exist. I've been maintaining kind of semi weekly or sometimes even daily emails to the group, um, sending music along and some cheerful messages, but it's not the same as being in the company of others and singing. So some of us are finding things like Zoom, where we can meet with other people virtually. And I just started a writing class today where 6 of us and the teacher are getting together and sharing our work and offering input to each other on our work. So there are lots of remedies that we can find, workarounds where we can find ways to be with other people and to have a sense of companionship. I know for me and for many of you out there, being with our grandchildren is hugely important. I see my grandchildren normally. 2 of them live here in Ottawa, and I see them every week for dinner at Patty's or to hang out and talk and joke and be silly. And now we have to do that at a distance. And it's hard. I really, really miss those things in my life. All that to say, I think that privileged as we may feel we also are experiencing hardship. Not like the frontline doctors, not like people who are obviously suffering from COVID 19, but we are experiencing a dramatic change to our daily lives. And so, the first and most important thing I want to say to everyone today is that we need to be nice to ourselves. We need to be kind. We need to be compassionate towards ourselves and towards the people in our lives, those people we talk to on the phone, those people we're thinking about and caring about. This is hard for everyone. And trying to have some kind of hierarchy where it's much harder for these other people, so how can I complain? I'm not talking about complaining, I'm talking about just being kind. One of the things that I've started doing, and you'll call me decadent with this, is ordering chocolate online because chocolate and good wine are 2 of my favorite things in the world. And so we've found ways um, to locate people who will deliver that for us. And it brings us a lot of joy to be able to have those things in our lives. Same with cooking good meals and trying to get some variety in what we're eating. So, over the course of the next however long I'm doing these videos, that's what I'm going to be talking about. But that is the fundamental basis of what I want to say today. Be kind, make jokes, laugh, go for walks if you can leave your house, and think about the fact that we're all in this together and we're going to make it through. So until next time, thank you for joining me, and good luck with your day.